You're a great driver, but I'm getting fired after one race. Everyone at Red Bull knows exactly what you are capable of behind the wheel. We know that we made the right decision in hiring you, and if you can consistently put in good performances, then we'll be more than happy. I was actually expecting that to be a goodbye notice, actually. But welcome back to another episode of the F1 2006 Career Mode. This is Season 2, and we're off for the Italian Grand Prix after this team ability test. In the previous episode, if you haven't seen what happened in the build-up to Season 2, then I recommend you go check out the previous episode. I kind of explained what happened in between the break of Season 1 and Season 2. We have some recruitment news. No? There's an advert to join Midlands F1 Racing, but apparently I can't apply for that. But yeah, in the meantime, we do have a team ability test, which I'm going to do now. And if nothing interesting happens, then I'll join you guys for Monza.
Welcome to Monza for this afternoon's qualifying session.
Look at those skinny wings. We have got a very sweaty gearbox setup on this car for this Italian Grand Prix. Hopefully today it can work out for us. Oh, this car setup feels so good. Car feels so quick. The sense of speed on this F1 2006 game is incredible.
Drivers on a flying lap right now are Ralf Schumacher, Jacques Villeneuve,
Crowd was going crazy then. I think they were almost booing. Someone's had some kind of issue, reliability issue. Is it Fernando Alonso maybe, or maybe even a Ferrari? Because that's the only thing I could see the Tifosi booing for, is if a Ferrari is retiring.
We'll continue in a few moments with the second knockout session, where we'll decide grid positions 16 to 11.
Oh yes, beautiful line through the first chicane. This is a great start to qualifying too. Also nice through there. Through Parabolica, open up the steering and come up to the line. This has been a nice tidy lap here on this qualifying 2 lap. The finish line has been moved further on down the straight. We set a 1:23.2, and that's a very solid opening account for our qualifying 2 session. Do I dare risk it and go advanced time and just fast forward to qualifying 3? I'll advance time once and see where that puts us. P7? I think we'll be fine, to be honest. And yes, we are.
With session 2 completed, the number of drivers is now down to 10.
So one thing you guys told me a lot in Season 1 to do is to burn a lot of fuel when you get to qualifying 3, because you're starting on pretty much your race load. And so in the past, when the difficulty was easier, I didn't really feel the need to do that too much. But now that the stakes are higher and there's more performance to be gained, and it's going to make that much more of a difference, we're going to continue to do laps and just burn off the fuel and then set a decent lap whenever we set one, whenever we burn off this fuel. Because that's the way it was done back in 2006. Everyone would keep on doing laps, burn off their race load of fuel, and then set their best times at the end of the session with a lighter car. Pretty crazy, isn't it, how the rule changes have changed so much in the last 10 years. 24.6, slowly starting to eke out my pace a bit. But I'm still not pushing 100%, I'm still like going at about 80%. Just trying to keep the tyre life in check a little bit, even though it probably won't make any difference at all. I've got a question for you guys, and this will help me out in future episodes. The fuel that I burn off now, will that stay off for the rest of the session? So for example, if I decide to go back into the pits, will my team refill me to the point where I'm back at my race load of fuel? Will I go back to full fuel? Let me know in the comments. I'm not too sure whether it's worth going back to the pits and putting on a fresh set of tyres. But then I'd probably undo all of that if I get more fuel put on board. And also another handy thing to know would be whether I start on these tyres too. 24.1. And this time we're going to push even harder. That's awkward. Just went slower. Please, this time. This is going to be the last lap, to be honest. I've been pushing so much over a long space of time. 1:23.5. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to return to the pits and go back out and see whether my fuel load has been affected. I think I had about 22 laps worth of fuel on board. Check the tyres. And we'll go back out there again just to see what happens. Alright, so here we go. This is going to be well and truly the last lap. I feel like they haven't refueled the car, and I also feel like I've got some fresh tyres on, so Let's see what we can do. Down by 3/10 in the first sector. That was not the result I was looking for. Okay, another 3/10. Montoya moves to pole in the final 15 seconds of this session. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nah, this is our last lap. We cross the line. It's a 24.5. We end up in P7 for the Italian Grand Prix.
So there we have it. From 10th to pole, the grid order looks like this.
All that effort for P7.
We're here at Monza for the Italian round of the Formula One World Championship.
Here we go. Italian Grand Prix. It would be very handy for us to score some points today.
We really want you to push for a podium position today, please. Everyone's behind you. We'll do what we can to make that happen. But it's largely up to you now.
Thanks for that, team. Even though we've scored absolutely no points over the course of this season, you're expecting a podium. Nice expectations.
Oil pressure looks good. Temperature looks good. Everything's ready to go. Good luck with the first part of the race. See you at the first pit stop.
Thank you very much, team. Can you believe, with only a few races left to go in this season, we ourselves are only in our second race of this season. So there is a lot of pressure on us to perform, considering how far up the grid we are. We need these valuable points, not only for ourselves, but also for Red Bull, who have not managed to score a point at all throughout the entirety of this season. I think the last car is stacked up now, and we're getting ready to start this race. The Italian Grand Prix. I think we're 15 odd rounds or 14 rounds into this championship. 10 red lights, and it's off we go for the Italian Grand Prix. We need a good start here. Looks like we might have got it. I'm going to concentrate heading into turn 1. I don't want any retirements.
The field is tightly packed as they head towards the first corner.
Nice and tidy. Fisichella is up next. We're battling the likes of the Ferraris and the Renaults. What a day this is turning into already. P5.
Making real progress here. You're doing well.
I'm going to pass this guy up the inside too. That was rash. That was really rash, to say the least. Okay, so now we got clean air. We've got a good setup on in a decent car. Let's see what we can do. Is a straight line speed going to be okay? Looks like it is, but I think the AI just there, we're probably holding back, so... Nice. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? You know what? That's probably fair, in a way, because of what I did to Alonso. But please, a 6-second penalty is not needed. That's probably karma for what happened, yeah, at the first chicane, or the second chicane. I think it was on Alonso. So now, order has been restored, and it's away we go for this race once more.
Field looks like this.
Oh, Alonso! Wow, that was cheeky. Just like I did to him on the first lap. I've mentioned it so many times in this race already. But that was a nice move. That's a nice move from Alonso. Basically giving me a dose of my own medicine. Are we going to do it again? You know what? Okay, okay. Thanks for the encouragement, team. I really do like how the AI just dive it up the inside like that. Really late in the braking zone, right at the apex. It's almost nothing you can do. You just got to open the steering and hope that you don't crash. Thanks for the contact there, Felipe. Yeah, like I was gonna say, you really can't like rest on your laurels. You can't like afford to stop concentrating. You've really got to be at the top of your game. You got to keep concentrating and always keep an eye on what those cheeky AI are doing, because out of nowhere they could hit you up the rear. They could just dive it up the inside and overtake you. So we've got to get our concentration back.
Good start. You just put in your best time through sector 1.
Thank you, engineer. I think we do have the pace to run with the Ferraris here. It's just that every time I got overtaken, I kind of got rattled a little bit and I lost my momentum, and then allowed other people to overtake me. So hopefully now that the race has normalized a little bit, I can get into the rhythm and pull away from the cars behind, maybe even overtake the Ferraris and a Renault, who knows.
It's quite overcast here,
Oh,
and it looks like
oil flags up ahead.
on the way. Fortunately, it looks like it's still a fair way off, and we should be finished here before it hits.
We're kind of in no man's land at the moment in terms of race pace, but that's okay because we're taking on a little bit more fuel on board for the start of this race. I opted to go one lap longer than what was recommended, so The engineer told me to stop in about 5 laps into the race, but I opted for the lap 6. So that has quite a bit of an impact on the starting load you have and how heavy the car is. So it's okay that we don't have the pace to match the leaders at the moment. I feel like we may come back to them later. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just talking crap. Another couple of cars are into the pits.
You're in 3rd position. Yellow flag's in sector 3, so don't overtake until you pass the danger area and you've seen the green flag.
Okay, thank you.
Remember to come over your stop on the next lap.
Wow, I ran over... No, that's not fair. I ran over oil, and it, like, I couldn't slow down the car properly, and we straight lined the chicane. I mean, honestly, have a bit of common sense, stewards. Oh! Oh, no! Oh. Shit. Unbelievable scenes. There is just so much in this game that you can't control. A dive up the inside from Jensen Button. We come off worse for wear. But man, bloody hell. I'm pissed off, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, that actually happened. That was a... You know, sometimes these things just happen. Another oil flag. We're going to have to count on some retirements now to finish in the points, I think.
Your stop is the end of this lap. Stop at the end of this lap.
Will do, champion. Alright then, into the pits now at the end of lap 5, or is it? No, it's lap 6. I'm very interested to see where we rejoin after this pit stop.
5 laps remaining.
.5, we rejoin just in front of that Super Aguri car. Very slick pit stop from Red Bull there. Can't believe I'm saying that, to be honest. Oh, yes, okay. We just rejoined in front of Liuzzi. P12. Hopefully there's still more cars we need to pit. Piss off with that shit. I feel like we got pace over the cars in front of us, but it's like not substantial enough for us to really do anything about it within 5 laps. We are getting closer to Ralf Schumacher though, so maybe on this lap coming up we can overtake him. I'm going to try and set up a move if I can. Hello, Slipstream. Slipstream, oh my goodness me, you're working wonders. We soared past him and we had no right to. We were so far back into P11. This thing really is an understeering boat in the corners, but in a straight line, we are the fastest thing since sliced bread, even though that's fast. Oh, you prick, can you please stop? And I'm going to get penalised for that. I'm going to get a corner cutting penalty. Thank you very much. That's me clapping. I'm not going to take 2 hands off the controller to clap, because we know how that will end. But bloody hell, where's the justice in that? Slipstream OP, and we're going to dive it up. No, we're not. No, we're not.
Giancarlo Fisichella's on his last lap. He's looking good for the win.
Thank you. That's really useful information to me right now, engineer. Oh, bloody hell. I feel like I'm Mark Webber tangling with the Toro Rossos. These young drivers, man, what are they doing? We're going to slipstream past Liuzzi and get back into P12, where we were before. But what a Grand Prix this has turned into. Last lap, let's just bring it home. What an unbelievable turn of events that has transpired today for this Italian Grand Prix. We're going to finish P12 outside the points after we started the day so well. We were in 3rd place at one stage and in front of that man, Alonso.
Monza never fails to impress, and this season has been no exception. We must now sadly take an extended break due to the cancellation of the Belgian Grand Prix earlier this year. Join us again in October when we travel east to Shanghai, followed by Japan for the
Okay, so we're off to China for the next episode, guys. I just have one word to describe that race. We were robbed of a points finish here today. It was all going swimmingly. I think we were in front of Jensen Button at one point. We came into, I think it was the Ascari chicane. We got hit off there, and we had a little bit of a spin. I'm not too sure if we got a corner cutting penalty for that as well, but that definitely prevented us from getting inside the top 10, or inside the top 6. That's the Toro Rosso stopped. Or is that us? I'm not too sure. Either way, No points today for us, but it's been a pretty damn entertaining episode, that's for sure. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like if you've enjoyed this episode. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Just as Martin Brundle said, there's 4 races left to go in this season, and I'm really determined to score points in as many of those races as I can to get Red Bull on the scoring sheet in the Constructors, and also tell the team I'm here and I'm ready to play ball. Emails, recent drives. Well done for your recent efforts. Your last performance was excellent. Things have been going well for you lately, and the management has been very pleased to see you achieve such a good position. Keep up the great work, Benjamin. Well, thank you very much. At least, like, the pace has been there, guys. I've showed the potential of what this car can do. You know, we got inside the top 7 in qualifying. You know, we got ourselves in a podium position at the end of the first lap in Monza. So it's just a case of, you know, when we can string together these results and really show these guys what we can do in Formula 1. That's going to do this episode for today. Once again, guys, thank you for watching. Until my next episode, guys, I'll see you next time.